Hello, United States of America. This is Scott and the Shot Podcast. I'm going to you mid afternoon on a Wednesday afternoon. Watching the news, trying to figure out things, and just trying to figure it out myself still, people. Life's never fully figured out, I'm watching the news, and, that speech that Donald Trump did, he did a speech the other night at Madison Square Garden, and they had a comedian come out. And he said he thought it was a funny joke about Puerto Rico and the garbage, and garbage. That wasn't Donald Trump. That was somebody that was there, talking and, part of the program. And then Joe Biden gets on TV and just calls half this country a bunch of floating garbage. I mean, wasn't that those words did not come off of Donald Trump's mouth? It was some comedian I never even seen or heard of him before. So when Donald Trump says he doesn't even really know who the guy was, I didn't either. I mean, I watch a lot of comedy. I don't even know who that guy is. But let's put that aside. That's all just nitpicking. But it seems like every time the Democrats have something to say about something, it's always so. It's directed towards the people. It's to me. Hey, I'm not the best guy in the world. I'm a simple man. Nothing special about me except I love my wife and I love my kids, my grandkids. That's the only thing special about Scott Dempsey. But I don't like being called garbage. I mean, there's a lot of garbage that they're letting into this country right now. If you want my opinion, that's garbage. People that come over and sneak into another country, that's garbage. Let's stop calling American citizens garbage and call it out for what it is. Now I don't want to come on here and talk about that. I'm just a normal dude. I haven't watched a lot of TV over the years. I'm a worker. For many years before I met my wife when I was young, I partied hard. Now there's drug addicts out there and there's people that like to party. I like to party. And I'm not a drug addict. I never have been. I used to work hard and party, and if I had to go to work the next day after staying up all night, I just made sure I had the party material to get me through the next day. I always showed up ready to work, busting my ass harder than everybody else usually, and getting the job done. So there's nothing special about me. I mean, I'm just a normal dude, 12th grade education, but back in those days, I hardly ever watched TV ever. I never saw the Cosbys. I never saw a lot of TV because I'm too busy out working and then meeting people, going out and interacting with people. So interacting is my specialty. Especially with people, interacting with people and animals. I love animals. All this name calling, man, that the Democrats do. I started watching the TV all of a sudden one day right before I met my wife back in 2000 and in 1998, 1999. I met my wife, and at that time I hardly ever watched TV. I mean, I'm talking never. So here I am, just mingling with a lady for a while, and all of a sudden she wants to get serious with me, and I'm like, wow. At that time I was 31 years old. I thought, wow, why not? Why not? I mean, she's cool, beautiful to me. I mean, smart, intelligent. So I settled down, and she asked me to, start I need to chill out a little bit on the party to be a better, step parent to her children, and so I did. Doesn't mean I quit altogether, not even close, but I mean, I mellowed out. And I started sitting down and being a family man, watching TV, watching the news, staying quiet for a lot of years and watching how everything's just getting more and more weird and crazy. And I realized that everything's so messed up in this country because everybody's so weird anymore. I'm watching this 24-hour news cycle, and I mean, it's like they make the news. These 24-hour news cycles, they make the news. That's the problem the problem I have with it. Even with Fox, somebody missays something on a show, and then they harp on it, and it becomes the next fucking news cycle for the next 5 days. Here's Scott in a shot right here. But as weird as the world is anymore, maybe we need that 24-hour news cycle because it's not the same no more. It's not a bunch of grown-ups going someplace and a bunch of people that are business, that have business intuition, business skills. They know business inside and out. They know, like Donald Trump, knowing how to build things, how to be a carpenter, how to be a contractor, a general contractor. I mean, it's just not that simple no more, people. Everybody went and got weird. Everybody in the government office now they want you to vote on how you feel about things, on how you feel about the way somebody's saying something. I mean, if you're saying something condescending or sarcastic, I mean, in today's world, it's hard not to be sarcastic or condescending when you're talking to people or being rude because they're taking it to such a level of stupidity. I mean, a behavior that's unseen, especially at a government level. I mean, it's crazy behavior. It's crazy behavior. I mean, it's so hard to understand what's really going on anymore because everybody wants you to vote on these good little feelings that you have. That's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about economics and trade deals and stuff. If you don't feel good about your life, you don't like what somebody says, and for 3,000 years people haven't liked what people said. Grow up and deal with it. But let's not make it the highlight of the day. I mean that's just crazy. Everybody's so weird anymore. I don't even know how to address the weirdness that's going on both parties. I mean, everybody's being weird. I mean, it's up to the citizens of this country to come together somehow or another. Honestly, I don't know if it can happen anymore. I mean, everybody's so into getting reelected. I don't think half the stuff the Democratic Party says is they believe in. They're just trying to pander to a bunch of people that are different and weird. I mean, and that's okay. I'm weird, but they're pandering to some weirdness that's just to get a vote. No matter if that weirdness affects the rest of the country in a negative manner or not. It's like this transgender thing. That is so wrong. Man, people, let's stop debating if there's a God or a heaven and all that. Just realize there is something that put us here. And let's get past that. Let's just get past the God thing. But there is something that was here. Something put us here, and I believe in God. Something put us here, and like any other race, any other species, we have to multiply. But to multiply by as fast as we can, and hopefully by the time we get too populated, we'll figure out a way to hit the stars. Be like Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty. I'm Scotty, but beam me up, Scotty. But that's what's going to have to happen in the future, people. We need to find other. We need to come together as a people, as a country, as a world, and we need to figure out how we're going to make those next steps happen. Because I saw scientists one time say, if you could think about something, if you could dream about it, think about it, that it can happen. It's like beam me up, Scotty. All this stuff can happen. Stargate, where you zapped out here and zapped over here. I believe in all that stuff. I believe in this high tech stuff. I believe in medicine. I believe in scientists, in scientific exploration. I believe in all that. But we're never going to hit that. We're going to kill each other off way before we ever get there. I mean, yeah, the world's overpopulated. Yeah, the pollution is getting crazy, but it's not just America's fault. I mean, everything that we're complaining about in this country and that we're worried about is it is a world thing, but we need to keep. But first, we can't figure out the world till we figure out ourselves. We can't even get along with each other with borders, much less trying to go out into space with each other. I mean, what would that look like? A bunch of riding on some spaceship because we can't get along, can't figure out there's a few basic ingredients that it takes to make a happy life for people, and that's for the whole world. And a lot of these countries don't know that those ingredients. They don't get it. They come from a weird countries that are the governments are weird. They keep them down and they fuck with them. I mean, so we need to. So the name calling. I mean, all this weirdness has to just stop, people. You can't have abortion on demand. You can't have trans. Trying to. We're trying to be God. We're trying to create a different human, just like we're trying to do with this AI. I don't believe in AI, people. I don't. AI is a way to be lazy. It's a way to be lazy. Having some robot an AI is like your phone. Well, how far is the phone that iPhone got us? Except somebody's face being buried in it, and they're learning nothing. They're learning nothing about life on that damn thing. I guarantee you that. I don't know what they're watching where they can't take their face out of that cell phone. I mean, not even for a second. I mean, that cell phone thing is really. I mean, that tells you all you need to know about AI technology. It's going to make us lazy. You guys ever seen that movie WALL-E, where everybody's in a spaceship? It's a cartoon. Everybody's in a spaceship fat. They're all 500 pounds, 600 pounds. And they got a little machine that brings their soda to them. They pours it in their mouth while they're drinking it. That's what they're trying to go to. That's not how it's supposed to be, people. Supposed to figure out different ways to advance, and not through laziness. I mean, these AI this AI technology is a waste of time. In the long run, it's going to hurt us, I think. I mean, but all I know is this name calling and shit. That's just crazy stuff. A basket of deplorables. I mean, Donald Trump came out and called you guys stupid, basically in a bunch of different words that mean stupid. Deplorables, Hitler, fascist, those all have definitions that mean more than stupid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when does the name calling stop with these people? I mean, and I'm not saying that the Republican Party is perfect. I'm not saying that, not even a little bit. What I'm trying to say is they're more perfect than the Democratic Party right now. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, it goes back and forth. I mean, I'm just a conservative. A conservative. I believe in America. I'm a conservative. I don't believe in giving free money out to countries that do nothing for us except hate us. I'm a conservative because I believe in having some kind of limitations on everything. Everything has limitations, people. Even reproductive health. I mean, everything has a limit on it to where we have to monitor it because without limits, without barriers, without I mean, it's chaos. I mean, it's chaos. I mean, we have billions of people on this planet all thinking weird shit, and we got to come to a point of well, we got to figure out how to come to normality. We need to figure out where that line of normality is and start spreading that out, and realizing that not all thought that comes out of people is normal thought, sane thought. I mean, there's a lot of insane people out there propagating weird stuff because we're allowing it to happen. I mean, before you think they're crazy, now we're thinking, well, we'll think about that. Let's make a boy into a girl. Who thinks? I mean, come on. There's always been femi guys and girls in the world. The girls that are manly, guys that are femi. It doesn't mean we make a new breed of human out of it. I mean, come on. That's what it is. We're trying to make a new breed of human. It won't be a man or a woman. Here goes Scott in a shot. This Scott in a shot right here. It won't be a woman or a man. Whatever these transgenders are, it won't be a man or a woman. It'll be the way I look at it is a fuck up. Somebody that couldn't handle their life with the brain they were given and the body they were given. What it is what it is. I mean, I'm a white boy. I wish I was a white boy with a fucking 12-inch dick. But do I have a 12-inch dick? No, I do not. Do I want to go have a 12-inch dick implanted on me? No, I do not. I mean, I'm going to live with what I have and compensate in other areas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so that's what it's about, people. It's about reality. It's about reality. I mean, anybody that has any kind of common sense should say that should know that abortion on demand at any month for any reason, I mean, all the way till the time of birth almost, or like the Democrats just like that one governor said, well, when the baby's born, we'll figure. I mean, we'll talk to the woman and see what we do with the baby afterwards. I mean, like they're gonna kill a baby that's born, infanticize. I mean, really, that's it's illegal to commit murder. But if a woman has a baby that doesn't want it, they're actually fucking thinking about infanticize. I mean, infanticize. I mean, they're thinking about that. They're going, well, maybe. I mean, maybe. Stop it, people. I mean, everybody needs to stop being crazy. That's my point. Everybody's losing their way. I mean, with all these weird little incidents, I'm buzzing now that I had a couple shots. I get buzzed real easy, people. I mean, all these weird little intricacies that people have. I mean, we're supposed to vote on it now. We're supposed to listen to it. We're supposed to accept it. We're supposed to not be bullying them about it. But it's all weird stuff. It's all weird stuff. I mean, so it's got, it's always been there. It's always been there. But our government is starting to, they're weighing in on it now in a way that before, they're weighing in on it like it's okay. I mean, you could be a pronoun. You could tattoo your face like an animal and walk around with whiskers out to here and being called a cat. I mean, what kind of society allows that kind of stuff, people? I can't kill myself. It's illegal to commit suicide for the most part. And I think in Oregon they have assisted suicide, depending on your health and all that. But self-mutilation is that really what we want? Self-mutilation. I mean, really? I mean, I don't know if all this knowledge that we're getting throughout time is better or worse for us, because we seem to be getting stupider, dumber. We're all idiots anymore. Even myself, because I'm listening to it all the time. That's why I drink a lot, man. I see myself getting dumbed out. I mean, I don't like being dumb, people. That's why I started doing this podcast to save my mind. But all these weird, it's not the Republican Party. It's the weirdness that the Democrats are doing. What possible reason would they have to open up our borders? I mean, just let everybody in. Donald Trump was right. He was right 24 years ago when he said they're emptying out their prisons. They're not the best ones coming over. Think about this, people. If somebody lives in another country and they're educated, they're smart, they're making money, and they're living in a nice building, nice house, why would they want to come to America? They don't. It's the people. I mean, because they like the race that the race, their country, which they should. They love their ethnic background. They love themselves, and that's how it should be. But those aren't the ones that are coming over here. I mean, some of them, because they just like the freedom that America has. But most of them are coming here for a better life of laziness and free money, because we just give out that free money like it's just growing on a tree. Is there some tree growing money somewhere? If there is, I'll try to rob that damn thing. There's not a money tree, people. There's not a money tree. All these weird things we have to pay for. Right now, the way I look at it, the United States is paying for the whole rest of the world to catch up. That's what our country wants. We want these other countries to catch up with us, industrial-wise. I mean, politically. I mean, they're trying to let them catch up with America because they feel bad, because they don't like us. That's why we pay countries to like us. But they're never going to like us. They're going to move here, take advantage of our system of government. I mean, and they're not even American citizens. I mean, I don't even like American citizens taking advantage of the programs that we have for people that are needy. I mean, everything's supposed to be a part-time program, not a full-time way of life. And what happens if everybody just stopped working tomorrow? And I mean, where's the welfare checks going to come from? Where's the money going to come from? Since we live in a money-based society, a money-based economic system. I mean, how's that going to work out? I mean, if all the carpenters, all the engineers, all the doctors, everybody that matters just said screw it, then I don't want to work. Well, then what? Then where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? Where do we go from there when everybody wants to just sit around and do nothing? People have to work. People have to have common sense. We need to stop voting on weirdness. Realize there's a limit on everything. Everything has a limit. There's a speed limit. They tell you how many meds to take on your prescriptions. I mean, there's limits on laws, on everything. There's time limits. There's a limit on everything, including abortion, including immigration, including this weird transgender body mutilation craziness. Being a pronoun, call me a pronoun. Stop it. I've never heard of anything so pathetically sad and ignorant in my life as to have somebody be called a pronoun. I mean, on his face, that's just weird. I mean, I don't know why we started. I don't know why we started shutting down mental institutions back in the 70s, 80s, closing them down, just letting all these weird mental people run the streets, legalizing drugs to where it's so easily accessible to get, letting the border run rampant with illegal aliens coming over our border and allowing that to happen, with fentanyl poisoning our country. You don't think our government can't stop that fentanyl from coming over, people? Look at me in my face. You think that's not possible? It's done on purpose. Why is our own government trying to kill so many of our own people? Because if we could take over Iran, if we can win 2 world wars, I mean, you tell me we can't shut down that southern border from illegal drugs, I mean, and sex trafficking, child trafficking, just trafficking in general. I mean, yes, we could. We better realize that. Our government's allowing that shit to happen. They got something going on with the cartels. Our government's got some kind of deal with these cartels to allow that to happen. And anybody that thinks that they don't, when it keeps continually going on, when we have such a high-tech society, a high-tech government, so many ways of surveillance things. I mean, that fence, come on, that fence is unnecessary. I like to have the fence because I don't want to put a bunch of stuff, without the fence, to ignorant people from other countries, that fence is a big deal. We don't need it, though, to stop people from coming over here. I mean, I tell you right now, if our government looked at Mexico and said, one more bag of fentanyl comes over that border, we're just going to run over there and take you guys out. We're not going to take you out by killing you. It's going to become the United States of Mexico. Watch how fast that shit stops. You won't see one more fentanyl pill come over that border. I guarantee it. Just on the threat alone. Our government won't even threaten them. They won't even threaten these other countries that are killing our people. They won't even threaten them. I'd be like, Mexico, as of right now, if one more fentanyl pill comes over that border, watching their clock, watching their watch, I don't have a watch, but one more fentanyl pill comes over that border, we're gonna just take our military, come over, and in 3 hours, your country's taken over. And watch how fast the trafficking, the sex trafficking, the children trafficking, the drug, watch how fast it stops. And if that doesn't work, then we just do what we gotta do. And all these cartels will go to all their homes and take all their money, all their shit, and put them in prison. And honestly, we should just go shoot them. Let's just go shoot these cartel members. Let's just get rid of them. Let's not house them and pay to have them in prison for 30, 40 years. Let's just kill them. Let's kill these evil people. I mean, what's wrong with killing evil? Man, people die every day. The only difference is, was it legitimate or was it not? Were they good people or not good people? I mean, God killed indiscriminately back in the First Testament. I mean, that's it. It is what it is. Evil is evil. Unless we're willing to get down on the same playing field as them, then we're never going to really address the problem or the issue or stop it. That's for sure. It's never going to happen. All this division in this country, it's all for a vote to stay in ultimate power because we got too many people in government for too long. There's no term limits. There's no checks and balances of any kind that actually matter. We're seeing that right now with Joe Biden forgiving student loan debt, forgiving everything, giving free money, trying to give money to certain races for housing. It's all illegal, racist, and non-American. I'm tired of all the free money going out to everybody. I'm tired of all the pandering. I'm tired of it all. People, it's up to you to figure out your life. It's not up to our government. It's not up to our government to pay your bill every day, to pay for your rent, to pay for your food. I mean, all that stuff was put in there to help out people in a hard time for a short period of time until they figured it out and found another job. Now we're giving these jobs away to illegal aliens. So the American citizens of this country, they can't go in a hard time because if they go in a hard time, they stay in that hard time because all of our jobs are being taken over by illegal aliens. And they always say, when it comes to the illegals, especially Mexico, they always say, what about all the fruit and all the farming? We have legal systems in place. I live in Gridley, California. There's a big neighborhood 2 miles from my house, 2 miles from where I live right now, that has housing. They have a school there. This is a neighborhood for people to come over here and pick our crops, from other countries. And while they're here, they have housing. Their kids go to school, and then they go back to wherever they came from. And then next year they come back in, or they have a green card and they stay here working year round. That is a perfect system of government right there. A perfect system of government. Do you ever see any shortages of fruit and vegetables on our shelves? No, and it would never happen. There's too many people that would come over here on a government program from other countries to help pick these crops. I think we ought to have all the prisoners in jail pick them myself. I don't think we need to have these people come over here and do it. We got all these prisoners that are supposed to be getting rehabilitated. What's the best way to rehabilitate somebody than to have them go to work? You can go out there and pick all those cherries, motherfuckers, or you're not. Or You can go back and be in solitary confinement. That's your choice because you're in prison. You're supposed to be getting rehabilitated. Supposed to be shown how to work. Be smart, not kill, rape, murder, steal. That's what it is. I mean, we're trying to figure things out, but everything's so simple to figure out. All these things the government's doing anymore actually is just a facade. It's a smoke. It's a cloud of smoke to confuse the people that can't think for themselves. I've never, I'd like to think that you people can think for yourselves. I mean, I'd like to think that in today's society that everybody's being weird for a reason, but not because they're just really stupid. But I don't know anymore. I don't know if everybody's. I think everybody might be just stupid, and I don't want to say that about American citizens, but how do you look at it when they're so weird that they think they can change the sex of somebody? I mean, they really think a man can have a baby. They really think that a man can have a baby, and when that day comes, I mean, where's that baby going to come out at? It's not going to come out of his dick. It'll come out of his ass, I guess. When that day comes, I don't want to be around, man. I mean, I'm glad I'm 58 years old and I'll be dead soon because if this is the way the world's going, if this is going to, I mean, how many years is the world going to be weird before it figures it out that this is weird, that this stuff is unnatural, that the way our governments are acting right now is unprofessional, unbecoming of a government that represents it in a modern society, millions of people. Until people, I mean, I don't know if I want to be in that society. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think I don't even like being around right now because I'm old and people. Well, you got till you're about 60 years old before your life's gonna fall apart with old age, cancer, heart disease. I mean, it's all coming around. So you got 60 years of your life basically before your shit hits the fan. It's different for other people, but I'm talking on the average. I mean, you got 60 years to have a good time and try to figure out a way to make our life better for our children. Because once the fucking and sucking and drinking and partying is gone, all you have is your wife and your kids, and all that fun stuff is gone. And then you sit there waiting to die. So let's try to figure it out, people. Let's make life better. Let's make life better for our kids, our grandkids, to where maybe they can figure out a way to live longer, to live happier, to live in peace longer and happier, to not be having people pandering to them about weird stuff just to get voted for, just to win an election when they're going to be dead in a few years anyway. I mean, all these things that these politicians are promising you is weird. Is a joke because they're going to be dead too, and they're going to pass that shit on to the next people. They're going to start all new weird stuff. We all need to stop the weirdness and just come together as a human being, as a species. You don't see tigers killing themselves for fun. Lions, elephants, cows, birds. They all survive together. And the only one killing them off are us. That tells you about a human. That's why that's why I do this podcast now. I gotta say what I gotta say. I mean, we're all so weird anymore because we got our brains a little bit more intelligent than these other species. But that doesn't mean we're right. That doesn't mean what's going on is right. And if I gotta tell you what's right on a daily basis, like I've been trying to do, then you just don't get it. And then maybe you should be in a home or just go off yourself. Because if that's all you got to give to society to try to better our kids, our family, ourselves, if that's all you got to give is a bunch of pandering, pointing fingers, and being stupid, then I don't even know what to say about it anymore. It's just, to me, it's just so weird. But this is Scott and Shot Uncut. I'm venting right now. I'm gonna go off the air right now. I'm really sad about the world, man. I mean, about how stupid we've become with all this high tech stuff, and we're just so stupid. I mean, here's a shot to the people that get what I'm saying. My hands up to Greg Gutfeld, all the Fox crew, all their shows. I love Fox News. They're the only ones that are trying to keep it a little bit real. I mean, every other news organization that's out there that I see on TV anyway are whacked. MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC, MSNBC. These are communist, communist reporting. They're news organizations that are based on fear, And Marxism, like they're calling us. Everything they say that they're pointing out to us, to the Republicans, is them. It really is. Watching their actions, watch what they say, watch what they advocate for, and watch how they lie. I mean, they lie so bad. I mean, they're so bad at lying. You know, all these little sensitive little women in there, guys. Oh, most of the women are weird. Most of the men are homos. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that I have gay friends. My gay friends are standing there right with me because they don't agree with this weirdness either. I don't have a problem with a man or a woman being with a man or a woman. I have a problem with you throwing it in my face. I never throw my wife and me and our marriage in anybody's face and act like that is something special. It's special for me, but it's not special for everybody. That's all I'm trying to say. These a lot of gay people and a lot of these trans. I don't even agree with transgender. They ought to be put in a home. They ought to be all put in a home or shot, as far as I'm concerned, because it's tainting our society. It's tainting this society for weirdness, for things that are ungodly. You better be a God-fearing person if you're a human, people, because there is a God. Something put us here. Something we just didn't pop out of the goddamn ground like a piece of corn. It didn't happen that way, people. It didn't happen that way. We're not a crop. I mean, so there's a higher power, people. You better realize that. It's called God, Jesus. I mean, do I believe in heaven? I don't know if I believe in the heaven that they talk about, because I know how humans change things throughout time. So I don't know if I really believe in the Bible all the way. I believe in God, though, and I believe in Jesus. I do, but I don't know how long they've. Well, it's been a long time that people have been weird. So anyway, I'm gonna end it at that. But people need to realize that there's a higher power out there, and it's not just talk. It's actually there. We were put here, and we're an experiment for something, for God, or an advanced race that put us here. Whatever you want to, however you want to look at it. But this is Scott and a shot. I'm buzzing really hard right now, and I'm out of here. Have a good night.